Tuesday again, and that means it's time for another twisted movie. This week we're talking about The Wizard of Gore from 1970, made by the people that brought you Blood Feast. Blood Feast was made on a tiny budget, and because of its subject matter and successful marketing, it made the director, Herschel Gordon Lewis, super rich. All that money meant that he could pursue his passion of making the goriest movies around, and that's exactly what he tried to do with The Wizard of Gore. This time, the higher budget shows, with improved acting, better special effects, and less continuity errors. The movie follows the story of a sadistic magician, Montag the Magnificent, as he hypnotizes his audience so that he can actually butcher the volunteers in front of them as part of his stage show. The plot is unique, and I thought that it was pretty creative too. When it comes to exploitation, the plot is usually thrown out the window entirely so that they can focus on the violence and nudity, but in this flick, they at least tried to have some reason behind the way things work out. There's still plenty of weirdness and some really bad performances. The guy who plays the main character's boyfriend is a really bad actor. I mean, just listen to this phone call.
Look, baby, of course not. I don't want to stand in the way of your career. No, I am not jealous. Of course not. Look. Are you sure he said it's going to be a different show? All right. I'll pick you up in 40 minutes. Goodbye.
I actually enjoyed Ray Sager as Montag. He seemed like the right kind of over-the-top villain that the movie needed. He reminded me of some of the villains of the 1930s horror movies with his over-dramatic performance stealing the show. But with this movie, you come for the gore, and for the most part, it delivers. I'm not saying the effects were great, this is a 70s B movie, but the kills are creative to say the least. There were moments that reminded me of the Saw franchise, especially the scene where the woman gets killed by the giant metal machine press that's designed for punching holes for manufacturing. There's even some moments where it seems like a social satire, with Montag insulting the audience for being obsessed with violence, and the female lead commenting that watching westerns on TV could cause people to become violent. I'm sorry, lady, but even the most violent of westerns wouldn't make you want to chainsaw a lady in half. The ending is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen on camera, and it felt like they made it up at the last minute just so they could try to screw with the viewers' heads. They even remade the movie in 2007 with Crispin Glover playing Montag. They should do that kind of remake more often, taking these crappy B-movies that nobody's heard of in the mainstream and updating them. That would be great, as long as it didn't bring back terrible franchises like Final Destination. Can you imagine there being 5 Wizard of Gore movies? No thanks. Anyway, if you feel like seeing something different, check out The Wizard of Gore from 1970. It's not a great movie by any means, but it's a fun one to watch if you're in the mood for a stupid, gory movie to watch with some friends. Check it out!